I'm Jezebel Demeray, and today I'm going to show you how I made my dish garden. When I was conceptualizing what my dish garden would look like, I took a few points into consideration, like what type of plants to use or how to make it a personal project. So I looked around the house and saw various plants in our house to know what type of plants survive here given the weather conditions and the environment. I came across a blue turnip plant or Asian pigeon wings. We use it to make blue rice. I remember doing a paper in LArch about UPLB's edible garden, and so that made me lean towards using herbs for my project. Since I wanted it to be sentimental to me, I took inspiration from my previous works in LArch, particularly in my Eden plate where I borrowed the traditional definition of 4 land masses separated by rivers. Since this is a final project, it made sense for me to take from my past creations to show how far this idea has grown throughout the course. So my dish garden represents the journey I had in LArch 1. After I got some ideas on what I wanted to do, I began searching for materials. I bought this low clay dish with drainage holes. For my softscapes, I have basil, peppermint, rosemary. For my hardscapes, we have some pebbles and stones in the garden. I also found this cute candle holder that looks like a gazebo for the centerpiece. Later on, I would add more softscapes, sedum, and marsh seed box. It helped my dish garden to look more full or complete and to add more textures in the garden. The third step would be to assemble the dish garden. The first thing I did was to put a layer of soil into the container. It should be a rocky, sandy soil that is appropriate for the herbs that I will use. Next, I put my softscapes into the dish garden. I placed them in a parallel position to each other to create a sense of balance and symmetry in the composition. As you can see, I put the basil first in the front since it is the smallest. Next would be the peppermint, and then lastly, rosemary because it is the tallest. It creates a perspective and it will help us see the plants and appreciate them more. Next, I add in some pebbles. I line them up to represent a pathway, though in my drawing for the Eden plate, they represent the water. I made sure to use differently colored pebbles in order to add variation in the colors since the herbs are mostly green. I begin to add the marsh seed box and the sedum to create more variations in texture and to cover up most of the dirt in the ground. Next, I add in the central piece, which is the gazebo, or in this case, the candle holder. As you can see, it is white in color, so it pops out from all the green herbs. It also has a curve that contrasts with the rectangular shape of the dish container. Finally, I add some blue ternate. I wrap them around the gazebo. It should be noted that this is just for presentation purposes and it's not really planted on the dish garden. So I add in some final touches. I furnish everything to make it look perfect for the final output. I fill in some spots that were missing some pebbles and such. Since this is an herb garden, it doesn't only have an aesthetic function. So these are the dishes that I can make using the herbs found in my dish garden. So this is my dish garden and it's an herb dish garden. I had a lot of fun with it, and although it looks simple, it's very sentimental, it's very personal, and it's a testament of my growth in the semester, and it is everything that I've learned in LArch applied. And as you can see, the concept from the first plate was put into reality through this project. So that is all for my video presentation. Thank you for being with me throughout this experience, and I hope that you enjoyed this semester despite the circumstance. Goodbye.